Imagine this: a dark room, bare walls, no windows, no doors, only a screen. Small, bright, relentless. Blue light flickering, like a lighthouse lost in a storm. Your eyes locked onto it. Your body frozen. And time slipping through your fingers like sand. You try to look away, but something stronger than you pulls you back. Infinite scroll, notifications, short bursts of video, fast dopamine, followed by a slow, silent emptiness. Your brain tamed like a starving dog, begging for the next hit. And you, sitting there, repeating the cycle, like a prisoner who's forgotten that chains even exist. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Your mind, today, is a cell, and the key rusted in your own hands. Your mind was not built for this. It wasn't designed to process hundreds of images, sounds, messages all at once. It was forged for focus, for survival, for clarity. But now, it's fragmented, scattered like broken glass across the floor of your consciousness. Each notification, each click, each meaningless scroll, a tiny fracture, splitting your attention into pieces too small to hold. You start a task, but within seconds, your mind drifts. You reach for your phone without thinking, open apps without purpose, consume content without memory. You read, but don't absorb. You listen, but don't hear. You exist, but you're not present. This is not harmless. This is erosion. The slow, silent decay of your ability to sit with yourself, to stay with one thought, to finish what you start. And the worst part? You know it's happening. You feel it, but you still do it. If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Don't wish to seem knowledgeable. Your focus is bleeding out, and every day you let it happen, you become less of who you were meant to be.
There is a reason you feel this way, why your attention slips like water through your hands, why sitting still, in silence, feels almost unbearable. It's not just bad habits, it's not just lack of discipline, it's biological, neurological, architectural. Your brain is addicted to dopamine, to short bursts of pleasure delivered in rapid succession, over and over, until your reward system no longer remembers how to function without it. Every swipe, every notification, every flashing thumbnail, a hit. A tiny electric pulse lighting up the same neural pathways triggered by food, sex, victory, survival. You weren't designed for this. Thousands of years ago, a single new experience could mean life or death. A change in the environment, the appearance of an animal, the sound of an unfamiliar voice, each one a rare event, something your mind treated with absolute focus, with total awareness. But now, you face more stimuli in a single afternoon than your ancestors faced in months. Your phone, your laptop, your TV, your smartwatch, even your refrigerator now programmed to flash, beep, notify. And each one, each tiny interruption hijacks your dopamine system. Your brain starts chasing the next novelty, the next hit, the next artificial spike. It becomes restless, hungry, dissatisfied with anything that doesn't deliver immediate stimulation. Books feel slow, conversations feel empty, deep work feels impossible, even rest feels uncomfortable, because stillness means withdrawal. When you try to focus, you're not just resisting distraction, you're fighting chemical dependence. The same pathways activated in drug addiction are lighting up every time you check your phone for no reason. This isn't exaggeration. It's measurable, it's observable, it's real, and it's being engineered. Algorithms, apps, platforms, all designed to hold your gaze, to keep you scrolling, to extract every second of your attention, because your attention is money. You are the product. Your restlessness is profitable. Your distraction is someone else's revenue. And every time you give in, every time you reach for that phone without thinking, every time you fall into the scroll, you deepen the neural grooves of this addiction. You are training yourself to be unfocused, to be fragmented, to be mentally weak. You become what you give your attention to. Every click, every swipe, every meaningless dopamine hit shapes you. Neuroplasticity does not discriminate. It doesn't care if the pattern it's reinforcing is good for you or destroying you. It simply obeys. It molds you into whatever you repeatedly do. And right now, what you're repeatedly doing is losing control. You feel tired, but it's not physical. You feel anxious, but there's no threat. You feel empty, but you keep feeding the cycle. Like a man drinking salt water, desperate for relief, only making the thirst worse. And the longer you stay in this loop, the harder it gets to break free. This is chemical imprisonment, built, reinforced by your own hand. And the clock is still ticking.
You feel it, don't you? That strange sense of being alive but disconnected, surrounded by noise but drowning in silence. Your days blur together. You move but without direction. You act but without intention. You open your phone, you scroll, you consume, but nothing sticks, nothing satisfies. Time slips by, hours, days, weeks, and when you stop to look back, there's nothing there. No memory, no depth, just fragments. Half-read articles, half-watched videos, half-lived moments. You sit with friends, but your mind drifts. You start conversations, but struggle to finish a sentence without checking your screen. You lie in bed, tired, exhausted, but sleep doesn't come because your mind is too loud, too chaotic, too overfed, and yet starving. You try to work, but tasks that once took minutes now drag for hours. Focus feels like a muscle you never trained, weak, trembling, unreliable. And with each failure to concentrate comes the guilt, the frustration, the quiet shame of knowing you're capable of more, but delivering less. You tell yourself you'll do better tomorrow, that you'll be more disciplined, that you'll finally take control. But tomorrow comes and the cycle repeats. The cost is not just productivity, it's your identity. Because every time you betray your own goals, every time you choose distraction over discipline, you carve a new belief into your mind. That you are not the man you thought you were. That you are weaker than your impulses. And slowly, you start to accept it. You lower your standards, you adjust your expectations, you convince yourself that this fragmented, restless version of you is the only version that exists. But deep down, in moments of silence, when the noise fades, you feel the truth. You feel the gap between who you are and who you were meant to become. And that gap is growing. If you want to improve, be willing to be thought foolish and stupid, because reclaiming your mind will require sacrifice and discomfort and a willingness to walk through the fire of withdrawal to earn back what you've lost.
This is where the war begins. Not with apps, not with algorithms, but with you.
with your willingness to reclaim what you've allowed to slip away. Focus is not something you find, it's something you build, day by day, decision by decision. Discipline is not punishment, it's remembrance, a daily act of defiance against your own weakness. The Stoics knew this battle well. They faced distractions of their own, different tools, same mind. They understood that attention is life. What you choose to focus on shapes your thoughts, your actions, your identity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, you're not just avoiding distraction. You're sharpening the blade, reforging the weapon of your own mind. Every moment of stillness you embrace, every discomfort you endure, is a small rebellion against a world designed to keep you passive and distracted. This is not about productivity hacks, or morning routines, or perfect concentration. It's about becoming dangerous again, capable of sitting in silence with your own thoughts without needing an escape, capable of choosing your focus and holding it like a sword, even when your hands shake. You will fail. You will relapse. You will have days when the noise wins. But that's not weakness. That's training. Strength comes from returning to the path again and again and again, to stare into the chaos and choose clarity, to feel the pull of addiction and say, not today, to rebuild what the world and your own habits have tried to destroy. This is the discipline of attention, not given, but earned. In silence, in discomfort, in war with yourself.
You don't break years of conditioning with motivation. You break it with ritual, with small, deliberate acts, repeated until they carve a new path inside your mind. The Stoics called this praxis, practice, not theory, action. Epictetus said it clearly. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. So here's where you start. For the next 7 days, choose one task. Simple, unavoidable. It could be eating a meal, taking a walk, writing a single page. But when you do it, you do only that. No music, no phone, no background noise. Just you and the task. You bring your full attention to it. Every movement, every sensation, every breath. When your mind drifts, and it will, you notice and you bring it back. Again, and again, and again. Not with anger, not with frustration, but with discipline. Like sharpening a blade with slow, steady strokes. This is not about perfection. It's about presence. Training your mind to stay, to hold, to resist the urge to scatter. And when the discomfort comes, because it will, you don't run. You let it burn. You let the craving for distraction rise, and you watch it without moving, like a warrior standing in the middle of the battlefield, breathing, grounded, unmoved. The exercise is simple, but it's not easy, because this is where the real work begins. Not in theory, but in choice, moment after moment, choosing presence over escape, focus over fragmentation, strength over surrender. There comes a point where you can't keep lying to yourself, a point where you have to choose between comfort and control, between staying numb or waking up. You've seen the cost. You felt it. The wasted hours, the hollow victories, the quiet shame of knowing you're capable of more, but choosing less. No more. The Stoics believed that freedom was not external, it was internal. A man is free the moment he takes command of his own mind. No man is free who is not master of himself. Words from Epictetus, but more than words, a demand. You will not fix this overnight. The damage took years. The healing will take time. But every choice matters now. Every time you resist the scroll, every time you sit in silence, every time you bring your mind back, you're reclaiming territory inside yourself. In a world built to distract you, focus is rebellion. In a culture that profits from your weakness, discipline is power. And in a life where time is slipping away faster than you realize, presence is salvation. So choose it. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Pick up the sword. Step back into the fight, because no one else is coming to save you. This is your war, and you are not finished yet.